Slow. They called it slow. Like it was poison. Like it was death. But what they never realized is that slow is precision. Slow is control. Slow is the art of watching every crack in the wall before you slam your fist through it. While they wasted energy running in circles, you were building pressure. Quiet. Steady. Until the silence became unbearable. Until the silence turned into a storm. Picture this. A predator doesn't scream before it strikes. It doesn't run wild, wasting fire on the wrong prey. No, it waits. It studies. It makes the victim feel safe, makes them laugh, makes them blind. And then when the timing is cruel enough, the strike comes faster than a heartbeat. That's the rhythm of your life. That's the secret they could never handle. They see patience as weakness. They see silence as defeat. But silence is the most violent weapon in existence. Because in silence, your enemies go mad. They question themselves. They replay their victories like broken records, not knowing you're rewinding the whole game. And when you finally move, it isn't a move, it's execution. It's a checkmate no one saw coming. And oh, how they'll choke when it happens. How their faces will twist. How their laughter will die in their throats. Because the one they mocked, the one they doubted, the one they left behind, that's the one who delivers the final blow. Not with speed, not with noise, but with inevitability. And inevitability is a nightmare they can't outrun. Every step you took, every second you endured their sneers was part of the setup. You weren't behind, you weren't weak. You were baiting them into comfort. You were baiting them into arrogance. And arrogance always rots the mind before the body. That's when you strike. That's when the mask falls. That's when everything flips upside down. So let them laugh. Let them race. Let them believe you're too slow, too broken, too late. Because in the end, you won't need 1,000 moves. You'll need one. Just one. The final move. The one that ends them. They laughed, didn't they? Slow. Weak. Too damn late. Their voices echo like knives across your skin. Every chuckle was a cut. Every smirk a wound. And oh, how they enjoyed it. Feeding on your silence. Mistaking your patience for failure. But here's the little trick they never understood. Silence isn't weakness. Silence is the sharpest scream no one hears. Until it tears through everything. You see, the joke was never on you, it was always on them. Because while they danced fast, spinning like fools in their own noise, you were still calculating. Every second you spent behind was a second sharpening the blade they never saw. They thought they were winning. They thought you were crawling. But the board was mine, always mine. And the laugh? Ha! The laugh belongs to me. Think about it. Speed blinds the eyes. It makes fools trip on their own pride. They sprint into traps. They choke on their own ambition. But you? You walked. You bled slowly. You suffered in silence, and in that suffering, you became untouchable. They don't see it yet, but the last move is coming. Fast. And it's mine. They think the finish line is theirs. They think patience is punishment. But patience is the art of monster, the predator that stalks in the dark. Chest quiet, steps soft, eyes wide open. The prey laughs at the shadows until the jaws close around its neck. That's you. That's what you've been becoming. The jaws in the dark. Every insult, every laugh, every rejection, every night you burned alone, all of it was fuel. All of it was rehearsal for the finale. And when you strike, when the last move comes, it won't just end their game. It will silence their world. They laughed at your pace, but your final move will be the only thing they remember. And that's the beauty of it. The joke wasn't that you were slow. The joke was that they believed speed mattered at all. The final move is the only move that counts. And guess what? It's already too late for them. They thought the board was there. Every piece you lost, every stumble you made, they counted as proof. Proof that you were weak. Proof that you were finished. But they never understood the game, because while they celebrated pawns, you were rearranging kings. Every so-called failure wasn't failure at all. It was a setup, a trap, a masterpiece in disguise. See, fools love quick wins. They worship speed. They scream for results, and in their desperation they show their hand. They reveal every flaw, every greed, every weakness. You just watched. You let them believe. You let them choke on the illusion of victory. That's the cruelty of patience. It starves them of reality until the truth cuts them open. Think of it like fire. Too fast and it burns out in seconds. Too wild and it consumes itself. But the fire you built, it smoldered. It grew in silence. It crawled through the cracks until the whole house was nothing but smoke and heat. And when you finally unleash it, no one escapes. No one laughs. No one even breathes. This is the joke. They thought you were losing. They thought every piece you sacrificed was a mistake. But sacrifice is the genius move they never saw. While they were busy playing for applause, you were playing for the end game. And the end game doesn't care how it starts. It only cares how it ends. And when it ends, oh, it ends in silence. No crowd, no noise, just the last move echoing like thunder in a hollow room. That's the moment they realize every laugh was wasted. Every insult was fuel for a finale they'll never recover from. Their speed dies. Your patience kills. That's checkmate. So let them believe. Let them sprint into the shadow. Let them choke on their own pride. Because the longer they laugh, the sweeter the silence when it finally arrives. And it will arrive, not with warning, not with mercy, but with the last move. The move they never expected. The move that ends everything. Doubt. That's what they planted in you. Like poison slipped into your veins. They wanted it to rot you from the inside. Every word they spoke was a dagger. Every laugh a reminder that you were less. They thought the doubt would break you, but it didn't break you, it carved you. It sharpened you. It made you dangerous. Because doubt is a mirror. It forces you to stare at yourself until the cracks scream back. Most people run from that mirror. They drown it in noise and speed, in distractions. But not you. You stood in front of it. You let it tear at you. You let it expose every weakness, every flaw, every broken piece. And then you built something they couldn't touch. They'll never admit it, but they need you to doubt. They need you small. They need you second-guessing, because if you ever stop doubting, you'll see what you've really become. A weapon, a storm, a beast that was born from their ridicule. They thought they were burying you. Instead, they were forging you. And isn't that funny? The very pain they threw at you became the armor you wear now. Every insult hardened your skin. Every rejection thickened your blood. Every betrayal welded your bones together. They tried to break you, but they didn't realize you were already unbreakable. Doubt became obsession. Obsession became rage. Rage became silence. And silence? Silence became your advantage, because silence terrifies them. Silence makes them question. Silence reminds them that something is coming. Something they can't predict. Something they can't stop. And that something is you. So let them laugh at your doubts. Let them sneer at your hesitation, because you already know the truth. The doubt, they fed you. It wasn't poison, it was fuel, and you're about to burn them alive with it. There's a rage inside you, not the loud kind, not the kind that screams in public and burns out in minutes. No, this rage is patient. This rage is silent. It sits in the shadows, breathing with you, waiting with you, growing with every laugh they throw at your back. It's not chaos without control. It's precision with fire in its teeth. Most people fear their anger. They hide it, they bury it, they lock it away like it's a curse. But you learn to hold it, to tame it, to sharpen it like a blade across stone. Every humiliation pressed harder, every rejection pulled it tighter, until the blade gleamed, until the silence cut sharper than any scream. And that's the danger of you, because rage that's loud can be seen, can be dodged, can be defeated. But rage that waits, rage that studies, rage that learns, that rage is unstoppable. It doesn't come early. It doesn't waste itself. It comes when it's ready. And when it comes, it destroys everything in a single strike. Imagine the predator again, still, silent, watching. The prey thinks it's safe. It laughs. It grazes. It dances in comfort. But the predator's rage is there, hidden in every heartbeat, coiled in every muscle. The moment it moves, the prey doesn't even get the chance to scream. That's the rage inside you. That's the fear they'll never admit. They laughed at your slowness, but they never saw the storm building in your chest. They mocked your silence, but they never felt the weight of the fire waiting inside you. When that fire finally erupts, it won't just scorch the ground. They'll realize too late that it was always meant for them. And here's the cruelest part. You don't even have to show them the rage. You just have to release it once, one final move, and the whole game ends. Not with noise, not with warning, but with the quiet violence of a storm that never missed its target. They didn't just laugh at you. They waited for you to collapse. They wanted the cracks in your skin to split open, the weight to crush you, the silence to bury you. Every sneer was every rejection was a test. They weren't just hoping you'd fail. They were praying for your end. But here's the punchline. Every insult became muscle. Every scar became armor. Every tear became a weapon sharpened against their throats. They thought breaking you would be easy. They thought one rejection would be enough. One betrayal would finish you. One humiliation would silence you forever. But pain doesn't kill people like you. Pain remakes you. It burns everything soft and fragile, until only steel remains. And steel doesn't bend. Steel doesn't bend. Steel doesn't forgive. Look at yourself now. Do you even resemble the one they mocked? No. You've grown past recognition. They wouldn't dare face you if they saw what you've become, because their words no longer cut you. Their words echo against armor too thick, too brutal, too permanent. Their laughter doesn't weaken you. It ricochets back into their own bones. And isn't it beautiful, the irony of it all? They tried to destroy you, but in trying they built you. They gave you the very fuel they thought would kill you. They poured gasoline on the fire, forgetting that flames don't care who feeds them. Now you're burning brighter, harder, faster than they could ever handle. They'll never admit it, but deep down, they fear the monster they created. They know the more they pushed, the stronger you became. And strength like that, it doesn't fade, it doesn't sleep, it doesn't forgive. Strength like that waits. Strength like that hunts. Strength like that ends. So let them keep laughing in the light, because in the dark you've already become something they can't laugh at anymore. You've become the weapon they forged with their own hands. And the cruelest twist, you'll use that weapon to end them. Now comes the reversal. The twist they never saw coming. The speed they worshipped, their frantic sprint toward glory, has become their noose. They ran too fast, too blind, too desperate, straight into traps they built for themselves. While they were burning out, you were steady. While they stumbled forward, you were still. And stillness is deadly. Stillness is where predators wait. Look at them now, exhausted, broken, out of breath. Their victories were short-lived, their glory already fading. Speed gave them applause, but applause dies fast. You never chased claps. You chased silence. You chased the strike that ends everything in one move. And now as their noise collapses, your silence rises. That's the irony. They laughed at patience. They mocked control. They spat on silence. But what has silence done? It's strangled them. It's starved them. It's left them hollow. And when you finally move, when you finally decide the moment has come, they won't even be able to fight back. Because they wasted all their energy racing toward nothing. They'll look around in panic, searching for the strength they lost along the way. They'll realize their speed was a mask, a distraction, a performance. And you'll stand there calm, collected, untouched. Because you didn't rush. You didn't waste yourself. You waited. And waiting made you lethal. This is when they understand the truth. The one who moves first doesn't always win. The one who moves last. The one who delivers the final strike, that's the one history remembers. And that's you. Always you. The slow one. The silent one. The one they underestimated until it was too late. So let them burn out. Let them run in circles. Let them choke on their own desperation. Because when the time comes, you'll move once. Just once. And that single move will end them faster than all their speed combined. That's the reversal. That's the kill shot. That's checkmate. One move. That's all it takes. One flick of the wrist. One strike of the blade. One final push that shatters the whole illusion they built. They thought you were crawling. They thought you were lost. But the truth? You were waiting. And waiting makes the last move vicious, deadly, unstoppable. The beauty of the final move is that it doesn't need noise. It doesn't need an audience. It doesn't even need warning. It arrives like lightning, too fast to dodge, too brutal to survive. And when it lands, everything they built, everything they bragged about, everything they laughed over, collapses in silence. They wanted you to suffer forever. They wanted you to stay stuck in almost. But almost doesn't matter when the end comes. The end erases everything before, and the end belongs to you. Because the last laugh, that's not theirs. The last laugh belongs to the one who moves last. The one who never rushed. The one who played for the finish, not the applause. Picture their faces when it happens. The smirk vanishing, the eyes widening, the stomach dropping. As they realize too late that the slow one wasn't slow at all. You were patient. You were precise. You were inevitable. And inevitability isn't a choice. It's death in disguise. Checkmate doesn't care how the game started. It doesn't care how many pawns were lost. It doesn't care who laughed the loudest. Checkmate only cares who ends the game. And in this game, that's you. Always you. The final move was written in your silence long before they even noticed. So let them gasp. Let them freeze. Let them beg for time they no longer have. Because the last move doesn't forgive. The last move doesn't pause. The last move ends. And when it ends, there will be no laughter left. Only silence. Only you. Speed is a trick. Noise is a mask. Power isn't in the sprint, it's in the strike. They worship chaos. Thinking louder means stronger, faster means smarter. But speed blinds. Noise deceives. And the ones who chase both, they burn out before the fire even matters. True power waits. True power calculates. True power doesn't need to be seen until it's already too late. Look at them, running, screaming, scrambling for attention. Every move is desperation. Every word is panic. And yet in their chaos, they've exposed themselves. They've shown you their weaknesses, their blind spots, their fragile ego. They thought they were untouchable. But every ounce of noise was a confession. Every frantic sprint was a map. You let them talk. You let them race. And now you know everything. Patience isn't weakness. Patience is the deadliest camouflage. It's the silence before the avalanche. It's the stillness before the blade cuts through the throat. They thought waiting meant losing. But waiting meant watching. Waiting meant loading every weapon until the final strike would be impossible to block. And now you hold the kind of power they'll never understand. Not the power of speed, not the power of noise, but the power of inevitability. The kind that doesn't chase, the kind that doesn't need approval, the kind that strikes once and never needs to strike again. That's why you've already won. Because their game is endless. Their race never stops. Their noise never dies. But yours ends with one move. The move that leaves no questions, no doubts, no survivors. The move that rewrites the whole board with silence. That's not power. That's dominance. So let them keep chasing the illusion. Let them keep worshiping the noise. Because when the time comes, they'll realize too late that power was never about who moved first. It was about who moved last. And you've been the last move all along. From this moment on, you change. No more chasing. No more begging. No more rushing to prove something to anyone. You don't move for applause. You don't move for recognition. You move because you decide. And when you decide, the whole game bends. The whole room freezes. The whole world feels the shift. This is your awakening, the rebirth they never wanted, the one they feared every time you stayed quiet. Because now you know patience is not weakness, it's control. Silence is not defeat. It's the setup. And every scar you carry isn't shame. It's proof that you cannot be broken. That's your crown. That's your weapon. That's your madness turned into power. From now on, you don't rush to strike. You don't waste energy explaining yourself. You don't care about the noise. You care about the silence after the strike. You care about the echo that lasts long after the laughter dies. That's the power of moving last. That's the power of becoming untouchable. They'll try to drag you back into their race. They'll bait you with mockery, with speed, with desperation. But you're not running anymore. You're not proving anymore. You've already won the moment you decided to stop chasing. Because when you no longer chase, you can't be controlled. You become the storm they can't predict. And when you finally move, when you finally unleash that final strike, it won't just be victory, it'll be erasure. Every laugh silenced, every doubt destroyed, every enemy staring into the horror of realizing the one they mocked was the one who ended them. That's not just revenge, that's justice carved in silence. So remember this, they laughed at your pace, they mocked your patience, they spat on your silence, but in the end your final move erased them all. And that's the truth they'll carry to their end. You weren't slow, you were inevitable.